Hello, this is Baltas Aero Instruments, and we're going to talk about this model because it's back on stock, the Brinta. And Brinta is a kind of funny way how it's developed. It's actually a really Dutch model somehow, and we're from Amsterdam, the Netherlands, and I'm not always so proud on that, but for some things I'm proud of this. So let me tell you about it. Brinta, what is Brinta? Brinta is a eurorack model. Yes, it's a eurorack model that we have here. And as you can see, Brinta has a ring. And I'm a friend with Stijn Kuipers from This Is No Rocket Science. And we talked about it. And I play with clouds and a lot of granular synthesis before, like morphogene and make noise and all this kind of stuff. But the problem was I was playing and I found nice spots, like happy accidents and sweet spots, but I was never know what I'm doing actually. So it gave me not a good feeling. I sold it always after that because they're quite expensive. I think morphogene is around 500-600 euro. Yeah, a little bit too much. Anyway, so I thought about a ring. That's this ring. And this ring is actually an indicator what you're doing. So it has a play knob and a record knob, and you can see the small grains of this thing happening if you plug it in, of course. And I talked about Stijn with this and how we can make this design, and he's a software maker. He's one of the best I know. So so Stijn says, okay, I have ideas. You go drawing for a design, and I'm gonna make the software. And we're starting in this to develop this model called Brinta. In that time, it was not named Brinta. We didn't have a name yet. The name came by Stijn's wife, Priscilla. She's like, okay, what do we should do? Grain circle, what kind of name? We had a few names. But Brinta is a typical Dutch breakfast. It's a kind of brand of grains with milk, and it's a kind of called pap and all this stuff. So, okay, and it's also like in Dutch you say Brinta, wie is er niet mee groot geworden of oud geworden. It means Brinta, who didn't eat it when they were young, something like this. Anyway, we thought, okay, good name, we call it Brinta. How strange it also sounds, but it's typical Dutch, and it has some, it has the idea of grains. That was the most funny thing. So we did it. So that was a Dutch way of thinking. And what's also on the back, if you see this, people see this guy, and they see, who is this? Tom Hanks, or is this the guy from Kentucky Fried Chicken? Or I hear a lot of people speculate about it. And this is a funny part. This is a Dutch composer called Dick Rijmakers, and he is not so famous at all. And that's weird actually, because he did a lot. He was working in the 1950s for a laboratory called the Nat Lab. It's called in Dutch Natuurkundig Laboratory. It's a laboratory for science and technology for Philips in that time. Philips, it's a Dutch brand from the early days. And they give this guy money for development to make something new. Dick Rijmakers is also famous for, in his studio called Nat Lab, he was busy with tape loops and all this kind of loop music, like record something on loops. So that's actually the basic of the house music, how we know it now. Without this invention that he did, we maybe didn't have it the same how it was. And we all know like Kraftwerk was first with this digital music or with this house music or this, but I'm talking about the 50s. So I'm talking about after the Second World War. It's not 70s or 80s like Kraftwerk, no, really 50s. So this was really a long time ago. And and Kit Baltan, if you have Kit Baltan here, you write this guy was working for the Nat Lab. So his artist name of Dick Rijmakers was Kit Baltan. And if you do Nat Lab, you write like this. Nat Lab, Natuurkundig Laboratorium in Dutch. And if you change this, you do the letter here. Baltan. So Kit Baltan, if you change it. So Baltan, that was his artist name. And it was 1955, dus in this age of something here, he actually make the first track. And this track was called Song of the Second Moon. Song of the Second Moon was one of the first house tracks or digital tracks, or call it, that is ever existed. I will put it in the comment. But this is what he did in the 50s and 60s. Later on, he go deeper in things, and he was looking for the most short sound, the short sound to make compositions with this. And this is over here. There's also a Kit Baltan mode. The third mode is called Kit B mode. A lot of people don't know Kit B mode, and this mode is to get the smallest part of the grain, to find the sweet spot of the smallest ground. And this is actually an idea how he was working and with what he was working. He had a lot of ideas, and it was an interesting guy. But yeah, he died in 2013. So that was, and you get an old guy anyway. But so if you think this old guy, what is there on the back, then you know now the composer. I will put it in this post, the name of this composer, and you can check the Song of the Second Moon, his track that he once made with this. Also, what people must know, was an update, so you can make it louder if you want. Also, what people sometimes don't know, how to go back to the presets. Then you just hold both the same time, and then long time, and then it will make a green circle here, and you go back to the built-in presets of this normal thing if you put something on there. So yeah, this is about Brinta. It's back on stock, but it will be soon already sold out, because we cannot make so much as we're selling sometimes. So yeah, that's a little bit the thing with this. So if you can get your hands on it for a normal price, just do it. I will recommend it because it's a nice model. Yeah. And check out Dick Rijmakers. Thank you for watching.